Bacon doesn't have the best reputation. Certain religions view it as evil, and scientists have determined that it can even cause cancer. Some brush this information off as fear-mongering, and others take it as a reason to never touch processed meat again. So which is it? Well, that's what we're here to figure out today. We're going to be breaking down the science and assessing all of the risk that comes behind the pork. In 2015, the World Health Organization classified processed meats as carcinogenic to humans. That classification does not mean that bacon is as dangerous as cigarettes, but it does mean that the evidence linking it to cancer is strong. So the real question isn't does bacon cause cancer, it's how much of it and why it poses a risk. So what is a carcinogen? A carcinogen is any substance or exposure that can damage DNA or interfere with normal cell repair, increasing the likelihood of cancer over time. Key word over time. Carcinogens do not work like poison. They work by raising probabilities, especially with repeated exposure. Cancer is usually a result of DNA damage, chronic inflammation, and repeated cellular stress. Consumption of processed meats contributes to all three of these. So what counts as a processed meat? Processed meat is any meat preserved by curing, smoking, or adding chemical preservatives. This includes bacon, sausage, hot dogs, ham, salami, pepperoni, and jerky. Now, what actually causes the cancer risk? Nitrates and nitrosamines. Most processed meats use nitrates or nitrites to preserve color, prevent bacterial growth, and extend shelf life. This process is what makes the meat processed, which increases the likelihood of causing cancer when you consume it over time. In the body or during high heat cooking, these compounds can turn into nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are known carcinogens. They can damage DNA, promote tumor formation, and target the digestive tract. This is one of the biggest contributors to the cancer link, alongside high heat cooking and charring. When you're cooking bacon until it's fried or crispy, it creates compounds called HCAs and PAHs. These form when fat drips onto hot surfaces and meat is cooked at very high temperatures. And what these compounds do is they bind to your DNA and increase mutation risk, aka risk of causing cancer. Heme irons. Heme iron is the type of iron found in red and processed meat. It's highly bioavailable and your body will absorb it easily. But there's a downside to it. Heme iron can promote the formation of N-nitroso compounds in the gut, increase oxidative stress, and even damage the lining of the colon. This damage creates an environment where cancer is more likely to develop over time. This does not mean that heme iron is bad. It means excessive heme iron, coupled with processing and preserving the meats, could increase the risk of cancer if overconsumed. Chronic inflammation of the gut. Processed meats tend to alter gut bacteria, increase inflammation, and reduce protective gut compounds. Chronic inflammation is a major driver of cancer, especially in the digestive system. Cancer does not start with one event. It starts with years of irritation and damage to your DNA. So when it comes to eating bacon, how big is the risk? Studies show that eating 50 grams of processed meat a day, roughly 2 strips of bacon, can increase cancer risk by around 18%. That's a relative increase, not a guarantee. Your absolute cancer risk still depends on genetics, fiber intake, diet, exercise regimen, and whether if you smoke or not. Health doesn't come down to extremes. Health comes down to consistency. What are you doing over a consistent period of time? No need to abandon bacon completely, but if you are going to continue with the pork going forward, make sure that you bake your bacon as opposed to pan searing or grilling. It doesn't make it completely healthy because it's still a processed meat that you're consuming, but the benefit that baking your bacon has compared to frying or grilling is that it uses a lower and more even surface heat, reducing the formation of those HCAs and PAHs that can cause DNA mutations.